Hi everybody and welcome back to another racing video and some more F1 2020. Now in today's video we're going to be taking on the driver career. So we're going to be starting this career alongside my team career. And this one you get to start off in F2. So you've got to start off with an F2 taster. So it's all different scenarios and you work your way all the way up to the F1 career. Now the good thing about this, it gives you more experience, gives me an opportunity to get on more circuits and test out different cars. And I thought this would be awesome to run alongside the other careers. So let's get straight into today's episode.
Formula 2 is one of the key steps many drivers will take on the path to Formula 1. It is a championship where the best up-and-coming drivers in the world must compete in identical cars to hone their skills and showcase their talents to teams in the F1 paddock. Whichever Formula 2 experience you choose, your performance in the championship matters. Finish high up in the table and your Formula 1 career will start on a high, allowing you to more easily negotiate with the top teams on the grid.
Here we are amidst the dense forest and rolling hills of Spielberg in Austria, just 2 hours out of Vienna. It's an amazing destination for the race today, and we're about to get started. Spielberg is a very short lap, one of the shortest we'll see in this Formula 2 championship. 7 rights and 3 lefts make up the 10 corners of the circuit. The left-hand kink of turn 2, leading into the uphill braking of turn 3, represents another overtake hotspot. Joining me here in Spielberg for the feature race today is the GP2 champion of 2012. It is, of course, the one and only Davide Valsecchi.
Ciao Alex, what a day to go racing here in Austria. The feature race, of course, has the most points of the weekend. But for the drivers in 9th or 10th place, it's also important to push hard to get to the top 8 and to get the pole position for the sprint race tomorrow.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Luca Ghiotto lines up on pole position, edging out Nicholas Latifi, who will start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Joe, Carlson, Nikita Mazepin, Ansete Camara, Matsushita, De Vries, Delatraz, Dorian Boccolacci, Eilot, Aitken, Jordan King, and Correa, Calderon, Schumacher, Galeon, and Antoine Hubert. Boschon and Giuliano Alesi starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right, so here we go with the first scenario. Now I'm starting in 4th position. I haven't tested out the F2 cars yet, so this will be a good first experience. And we're racing around Austria, the Red Bull Ring, so this should be awesome. So let's see if we can get a decent start. And off we go. And this is going to be a little bit of a change than driving the F1 cars. Right into that first corner. Oh, got someone flying up the inside. Oh, bit of contact there. Bloody hell, they all come shooting into that turn and we've dropped a couple of positions. Just checking I haven't got any damage. That was lucky. Right, got to slow down. This is a very, very difficult corner. And let's just try and take it easy. Ooh, this car spins up a bit in first gear. Gonna have to be careful with that. Let's see if we can just try and get a couple of laps in, get used to these cars. So we go down the inside. And, oh, that was a good pass. And we're up to P5. But the 4 in front are starting to pull away already. So we put it on 95% AI level. So hopefully this is a decent level to start on, but I will bump it up as I go through. I think I'm on about 95 in my career as well, my team. So, but I'm getting a little bit better. Still needing a little bit more experience in some of the circuits. There's quite a few that I haven't raced around in a long time. And oh, flipping out. Just losing a bit of ground on these ones in front, so we're going to have to step it up. I must admit I did enjoy the F2 cars last year on F1 2019, so it's good to get back in them and see the differences. Let's see if we can catch up with these cars in front. See if we can get a nice position. Late on the brakes, going up the inside. And just grabbing a bit of curb. Oh, flipping hell. Oh, almost lost it there. They spun up a bit, but we got a purple sector, so that was a good start to this lap. And it looks like there was a few crashes behind. Oh, yellow flag. Oh, someone else. Oh, someone's out of the race. So, and this is a 10-lap race. So I didn't even look at that. I was so, just literally froze you into a scenario. I didn't even look how many laps it was. I take it you don't pit. So let's see if we can get past these. I don't know what the other circuits. So there's 3 scenarios in this first taster. We're trying to at least do 2 in this episode. And let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these episodes. I thought it would be a good way of, like I said, getting out on more of the circuits and just changing it up. And not everyone on YouTube is doing this career, so I thought I'd mix up and do both. And later this week as well, guys, there is some new DLC coming to Assetto Corsa Competizione GT4s. So if you want to see that, oh, flipping out, late on the brakes. I do apologise. Love Tiffy. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to maybe live stream that on Wednesday. So watch out for that, guys. I thought, why not live stream that? And we will be testing out the DLC and the DLC cars. But I will be setting up another live stream, hopefully later this week, and I will be doing some open lobbies on this game. So if you want to join me for that, it'd just be nothing serious, just, you know, having a laugh, maybe testing out some of the classic vehicles, the Schumacher cars and stuff like that, some of the Benettons and stuff like that, so that would be cool. And just managing to take another place there, starting to get used to these cars now. And that's nicely done, up to P2 as we enter lap 4. They're a little bit skittish out the slow corners, and they don't like curbs as well. That's what I've noticed. They felt a little bit more stable on F1 2019, if I remember, but I have got traction control on low, so it is always a little bit more challenging, and you do feel it, oh, just fighting with it a little bit there, and having to try and shift it into second to third gear quickly just to gain control over the car. Oh, we got DRS now, that helps. And we are catching with the leader here. And we've got the fastest lap as well, that's always a bonus. Just trying to hold it. I must admit, I do like the Red Bull Ring, I really do. It is a great circuit. We are starting to push. Might be able to take the position here. And the inside. Try not to make any contact. And that is nicely done. There we go. And we're into first place. But let's not. Always going to try and come back past. And that is the fastest lap of the race there. And is he going to come? No. Oh, he just pushed me a little bit wide there. Oh. And I think he's going to try and get past here. He's going in the inside. So this battle is not over just yet. Let's just try and hold just a wider line. I don't want to get bumped out. Slow it down. Stay on the outside. And it's forcing us onto the curb. But I've just managed to hold it. Just played safe there. And we need to get some distance between us and the 2 behind, if we can. That's nicely done. And I think the F2 cars are always a good way to learn as well, because you can push them a little bit more because they're slightly slower. Although so far, I must admit, I've actually enjoyed this game a lot more from the start, if I'm honest. It took me a while to get used to F1 2019. A lot longer than it has this one. I've literally, you know, I spent 2 hours in career mode and I felt very comfortable, and yeah, just enjoying the game. I think this new My Team career, it's just so much, it's so in depth, and all these other things, all these other game modes like this, the driver career, Obviously, I haven't tested out online yet. I'm hoping that's better than last year. Although I thought the online last year was okay, but there's always room for improvement as we've just run that corner a little bit wider than I would have liked. And that's just giving them the opportunity just to close the gap. It's still very, very close. I'm not pulling away. So let's just try not to make any mistakes. We're on lap 6. Let's try and get to the end. And this has been a good experience so far because, like I said, I hadn't tested these cars before and just jumping in them. And I haven't raced around this circuit on this game yet, so this is, well, this circuit's always good. You know, whatever game I play on it, I'd like to think that I can race around it pretty well. It's just one of those nice flowing circuits as we come towards the end of this lap. And let's just try and pull out that gap a little bit better. Right, so we go into the final lap of the race. Let's see if we can just step it up for this final lap. I mean, we have dropped off the pace a little bit because we've got a little bit comfortable. The gap is still just over a second. But overall, it's been a really, really good first experience in the F2 cars. I've got no idea what circuit's coming up next. But like I said, we'll do 2 races in today's episode. And hopefully... Ooh, be careful, almost lost it there. And hopefully I'll be able to do many more. I might even do some of these episodes in a live stream. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that. I want to start live streaming a bit more. Now I've sorted out my schedule and I've got a bit more time in the evenings. And I can do a bit more racing because I do need to step up my upload schedule. And it's been very difficult. I mean, loads of people have suffered in different ways throughout this lockdown and with the pandemic. And it's going to take a while to get back up to normal. As you know, I'm normally pretty, once I get into a walkthrough, I do start pumping out at least 2 videos a day sometimes. And I just haven't been able to do that. I just haven't had the time. As we just come to the checkered flag and we take a win in the F2s. That was a really good first experience. Really enjoyed that. And you don't do any qualifying in these scenarios. It just chucks you into whatever position, and it puts in 4th. So that was a good position. And Jordan King is the driver of the day. So let's get into the standings.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Right, so we complete the first race with a good result, and it was a good result for both teammates. Now, I'm racing with the MP Motorsport team, and if you didn't know, Jordan King is my teammate. So he got driver of the day, which was good for the team. So I win, he got driver of the day. So let's move on to the next scenario. And there's 3 scenarios in this section. And hopefully it'll be another good circuit like that, because that was really good fun. I might up the AI level slightly if I can do that before I jump into the next race. We might put it up just another 5%. And yeah, let's get straight into it and see what circuit we've got next. So here we go.
Here we are then for another round of Formula 2 in 2019 at the magnificent Monza circuit beside the Lambro River for today's feature race. And what an event we have in store for you today as we kick off round 10 of the Formula 2 World Championship. Monza is one of the fastest circuits in Formula 2, comprising some very long straights and tight chicanes. The engine spends so long at full throttle, in fact, that engine failures are not an uncommon sight here. On top of that, the 3.6 miles of track are pretty hard on the gearbox too. As we await those 5 red lights for the start of today's race, allow me to welcome once again Davide Valsecchi to take you through all the action at what is, of course, your home race.
For sure, Alex, absolutely. Monza is a great circuit for these cars. Long straights into tight chicanes means a chance to slipstream and take the leadership. The conditions as well are perfect. The tires are not too cold and the driver can push hard right from the start of the race.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's results with a look at the starting grid. Nicholas Latifi lines up on pole position, and it's Guan Yu Zhou in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Mazepin, Carlson, Luca Giotto, and Delatraz, De Vries, Tete Camara, Matsushita, Dorian Boccolacci, Aitken, Eilot, Jordan King, and Hubert, Calderon, Correa, Schumacher, and Giuliano Alesi. Boschon and Sean Galale completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so here we go with the second scenario, and it's around Monza. Now, I've gone with maximum top speed as the setup I'm using. I will lose a little bit of downforce through some of the sections, so hopefully that won't hinder me too much. But let's see if we can get a decent start. We're starting 4th on the grid once again. And off we go. That wasn't... Oh, flipping now. We were really slow off the mark. We've been overtaken by a couple of cars. Let's try and get into this chicane without any damage. Going down the outside. Trying to avoid anyone. And be careful as we accelerate. And that wasn't too bad. We didn't lose any position, so we're still in 4th. Let's just hang on to this car. Try and get a bit of slipstream. Now we've gone for maximum top speed, so we should have a good all down the outside there, trying to get into this chicane. And oh yeah, I'm feeling the lack of downforce through there, but going with top speed will be good once we get to the second half of the circuit. But maybe not through these turns. This is going to have to be a little bit cautious. But we're up to P3, which is a good start. Need to try and settle into a rhythm. Now this race is only 8 laps, so, and again it's another circuit that I've raced quite a lot around, so I should know Monza quite well. It's not too bad. Yeah, definitely have to back off through there. The car feels a little bit unstable with the lack of downforce, but we have got good straight line speed, so that is where should be able to use as we just try and open the... It's not bad around that turn, and we've got a good slipstream, and let's just see if we can go down this side of him. And yes, look, over 200 miles an hour. We're going to have to be hard on the brakes. He's going to come up the inside, and we just got through the chicane, and that was nicely done. So we're up to P2. And that is a really good start. But we definitely, like I said, going with top speed was probably the best thing to do. As long as we don't lose it through some of these corners. Let's just be careful through here. And just having to slowly put my foot down. You have to be gentle on the accelerator out the slow corners. I'm just feeling the tyres spin up a little bit. So I don't want to crash. Let's see if we can get a better lap here. And we're gaining on the leader already. So we definitely have the top speed. I don't know what they're maxing out on, but we got a good purple sector there. Just being careful through there. And we just lost a bit of ground. So we definitely can't hold the speed through some of these corners with the lack of downforce. It's all about just trying to be consistent. And around this final bend, just backing off and slowly putting your foot down. And that was nicely done. And we've got a bit of slipstream. And we're catching up. And we've just hit the fastest lap of the race as well. Can we brake in time into the chicane? Oh God, almost overrun it there, but just managed to get through there nicely. But we have got a car right up our backside, and someone's just... race has just ended. I don't know whether that was a crash. And come on, try and be good through here. Nicely done. Oh, nice and smooth. And it's going to probably take a few more laps to get a nice, gentle rhythm. Still a little bit unsure through some of these corners. That's nicely done through there. That's much better. But struggling to pull away. But as the laps go on, hopefully I will get better and better. And just get used to the braking zones. Just try and hold it a bit more onto the curb through there. And again, feeling the car's not as stable as it should be. And that seems to be where the AI seems to be a bit quicker as he caught up through there. And he's literally right behind me. So we're going to have to be careful here. We've dropped off a little bit. And this is the problem. Once you don't have slipstream, and they do, they seem to gain on you quite quickly. So just dropped a bit of time on that lap, so yeah, about a second, need to step it up again. So let's see if we can just pick it up again. Right, brake a little bit later. Let's get through the chicane as quick as we... Oh, that was nice. That was really nice through there, but the car behind got through very quickly as well. So we're under a bit of pressure here. We're not getting away. It's literally sitting right on my arse. And we managed to get a purple sector. Oh, mucked that up. Just braked a little bit too late. I just hesitated slightly through there. Let's see if we can just hold it. I think we've dropped a bit of time on sector 2, which is a bit frustrating because we started really well on this lap. It's not too bad through there. Have we gained any time or have we lost some time? As we come towards the end of sector 2, find out. Yep, we dropped some time. Hopefully on sector 3 I might be able to just make up some time, but again not very confident through there. And look at the way they catch up. So he's right behind me once again, but just managing to hold on to this. I think he's going to try and come past this. So let's just try and hold as strong as we can. Oh, just losing it slightly on that final corner. Went it really wide. And another lap that wasn't amazing. Again, that was a 1:34. So we were very slow on that lap. Started off really strong. Let's see if we can push it through the chicane a little bit quicker again. So let's slow it down. That's not too bad through there. So we're definitely good on the first chicane, which is normally the hardest one. The amount of times I've mucked it up on that chicane over the years. Let's see if we can keep on going and beat our time. Coming to the final corner. I think this is going to be our fastest lap of the race. And yes, he is. A 1:33.5. There you go. So that was a really good lap. But still not really pulling away. So let's see if this car is going to respond behind, because every time I seem to get quicker, he gets quicker. Just managed to get through there again nicely. We've only got 2 more laps to go. Is he going to have one last push to try and get past? And I must admit, the AI do battle really well on this game from what I've experienced so far. And I think we will put it up another 5% for the 3rd scenario, which will be in the next episode. But yeah, definitely feel like I'm probably at a higher percent in the F2 cars than I will be in the career my team. But then obviously I don't have the same standard car. And we are almost a second up now, coming towards the end of the 7th lap. So hoping we're going to win this again. We're up on the time. This could be another decent lap if we can nail this final corner. Let's try not to overdo it. Ooh, just went a little bit too tight there. And we go into the final lap of the race. And no, that was slightly slow. We just lost it on that. I was annoying. Just on that final corner, we just dropped a bit of time. Right, final lap. Just brake it a little bit too late. We'll be careful. Don't want to be mucking it up right at the end. Oh, that was a bit awkward. And he's right behind me again. That's not the time you want to make a mistake. I just knew I had a mistake in me. Always final lap as well. If I lose it now, I'll be so frustrated because this has been a really good race. Literally, you find in these cars there isn't a lot between them, and it's all down to the driving rather than the car. So, literally can't get away from this car behind. I think that I've got it to about a second, but that was about it. I couldn't get it any more than that, even when I was putting in those really good lap times. Right, we've dropped time on sector 1, and we dropped time on sector 2. Oh, we stepped up a little bit. Right, let's try and finish. Trying to take as much through there. Glad I went with the higher top speed, because that has helped. Once I've got right up to speed, I've just slightly pulled away. I think they must be maxing out on a low, maybe 190 something. Yeah, I've managed to hit over 200. And that is the final corner and another victory. There you go. So we take 2 victories. We've got one more scenario to do.
Absolutely fantastic.
And who is the driver of the day? Is it going to be my teammate? No, it's me this time. Fantastic. Well, there you go.
A hard-fought win today then, after a very difficult race. And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the MP Motorsport team, and I'm very happy to see them up there on the top step of the podium.
Right, that is the end of today's episode, guys. So that is 2 race wins in the F2s, and we've only got one more scenario to do, and then I don't know what's next. I think it's more F2s, but it may be different scenarios. Or but the good thing, they mix it up, and the fact with these, I don't get to qualify, so we might have some harder challenges in the next scenarios, which may be good. And yeah, so let me know if you want to see more of these videos. And don't forget to check out Wednesday. We're going to try and live stream that DLC on Assetto Corsa, and I will be doing some online races on this game as well. So if you want to join me, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.